Hey, what's up, beautiful people? It's Shower Guy, and you're tuned in to Lauren and PJ Do Science. On this episode, we're celebrating Podcastathon, where Lauren and PJ talk about an awesome charity called BrickCon. So, hope you enjoy, and sit back, relax, and stay cool, and stay clean. Newton's laws, Darwin writes on nature flaws, Curie, radium, and X-ray beams, Einstein relativity, Watson, Crick, and DNA, black holes, Hawking, math, Copernicus redraws a path. Lauren and PJ do science. She's got a doctorate, he's got a beat in lyrics. Lauren and PJ do science. Yeah, he's a broke musician, and she's gonna teach him. Yeah, thanks, Shower Guy. This is indeed a very special episode, not quite a after-school special. Well, I guess it could be an after-school special, but not a very special episode in an after-school special way. It's Podcastathon 2026, and you are tuned in to Lauren and PJ Do Science. And before we get started, of course, explaining to you just what Podcastathon is, my name's PJ. Hello, greetings to you out there on the internet. And on the other side of the internet from the glorious state of New Jersey... I'm sorry, I can't lie. From New Jersey is Dr. Lauren. Dr. Lauren, how are you today?
First of all, I will fight you about New Jersey. You know that I will. And second of all, it could absolutely be an after-school special if you're listening to it after school. So if you are listening to it after school, welcome to our after-school special.
Yeah, but it's not teenage pregnancy. It's not gun control. It's not drug. Well, I mean... there is a joke that, Lego and anime, drugs are cheaper, but...
PJ, I have something to tell you.
Uh-huh.
I'm pregnant.
Oh, again? Jesus Christ.
With your podcast, baby.
With a podcast, baby? How does that even work?
Your podcast, baby. You're the daddy.
Oh. Hi, Maury. Alexa, call Maury.
Does this mean we're getting married? Married?
I guess we have to. Oh, no. Alexa's actually...
You have to make an honest podcaster out of me.
I guess I have to. And I'm really glad I don't have anybody in my contacts named Maury, because my thing just tried to call Maury. Alexa, stop listening. Yeah. We discussed this many times, and we discussed it on our first episode, maybe even our our intro episode, where it would be just like a calamity the world has never seen if we produced a Spawn.
Yeah, I think that the world could be in. I mean, I'm worried about the world as it is with my current children. They're diabolical, completely different ways, but they are both diabolical. And I don't know if the world could handle a child of ours, which is why it's just a podcast baby. It's not a real baby.
Well, that's better.
I don't really know what that means. I'm just, I don't know.
Then again, I would be impressed if somehow that just poofed out of creation, just magically poof. What would a podcast baby look like? I don't even know.
Call it a virgin birth, but I guess we could call it an immaculate conception.
Yeah, I'm just trying to picture what a podcast baby would look like. It would be just a like a waveform with legs. Because we don't do video.
Absolutely. Like Lovecraftian, Cronenbergian even.
I don't know, dude. You're the scientist. You got to explain this.
So what it is you take a sound wave, right?
Okay.
Which has it's not on the visible spectrum, right? It's a portion of the electromagnetic spectrum, but it's not on the visible spectrum. So take that, right? But then you turn it into something that can be perceived by the human eye, but it also has tentacles and really loud opinions.
So it really is just like a Fox News waveform. That's horrible.
Yes.
Ugh. All right. Well, can we talk about Legos now? I'm getting really disturbed. I don't want to think anything I would ever produce would have anything linked to Fox News, because that's a just a den of horrible things. But yeah, anyway, anyway, the whole point we're here today is it's a very special episode. Of course, last episode we were talking about the Artemis rocket ship and the NASA moon mission, the upcoming NASA moon mission, and we're going to continue that adventure next month. But this is a very special week. It is Podcasthon 2026. And the whole point of Podcasthon is for different podcasters across the country and across the world to partner up with a charity of their choosing and get the word out about them, and make sure people understand what the charity is, and give a chance for that charity or foundation to really spotlight themselves using the podcaster's platform. So, I love Legos, and Lauren's kids love Legos, and Lauren gladly buys them for her kids, even though they cost a lot of money. But that's part of the charm. Honestly, right before, I'm not even kidding, like 5 minutes before we started recording, I was scrolling Facebook, and I saw they were coming out with the, what is that? I don't want to get this wrong. It's, at least the cost on it wrong, just to kind of demonstrate how much it is. It is the Pan Am Douglas DC-3. It's an airplane, but it's got the old Pan Am library. It's got Pan Am minifigures that come with it. Like, it is really cool. $219, and I'm like, man, I do not have $219 to spend on April 1st, but I can't not. I mean, Pan Am is legendary. The DC-3 is one of my all-time favorite planes. So. On top of that, we had a tragedy yesterday where my computer chair broke, so I got big bills coming up. So if there's any computer chair manufacturer that wants to partner with our podcast, I'm willing to give them a sponsorship for a chair. I'm not above doing that. Go. Yeah. So if anybody wants to send me a free computer chair, send an email to laurenandpjdoscience@gmail.com, and we'll get that out there. But anyway, the whole point that I was talking about is I actually made reference to the Artemis Lego set on the last episode, so it kind of ties in. We had a chance to sit down and talk with Stephen Walker. He's the president of the BrickCon Foundation, which is the charitable offshoot of BrickCon, which takes place every year out in Washington State, and this year is out in Bellevue, Washington. It's going to be September 12th and 13th. So we have a little interview, and Shower Guy is. I got a text from Shower Guy that he'd like to do the intro to this because he's apparently playing with Legos in the shower. I don't know if that's I don't know how he's doing that, but okay. Yeah, we'll let him do the intro.
You've heard of shower beer. Now get ready for shower Legos.
Yeah, I look, I used to play with Legos in the bathtub when I was a kid. So I guess it's not like
the tiny Legos, like the Duplo ones. The bigger ones. Because, don't be worried about losing all the little parts down the drain.
Oh, no, I had, full-scale pirate ship battles with my sets.
Fair. Totally fair.
And I had a bunch of little people too, so it would be the Lego minifigures, Lego pirates versus the little people. It was my bathtubs were eventful when I was a child. I think there were more toys in them than water most days, but that's what you get. That's what happens when you put a kid in a bathtub and give him toys who has a love of trains, and only later on in life does he find out what that love of trains meant, and everything makes sense. Anyway, all right, Shower Guy, take it away.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'm doing Legos here in the shower. I'm actually building a shower out of Legos while I'm in the shower, for my minifigures to stay cool and stay clean. Kind of Inception like that. But anyway, here is Mr. Stephen Walker of the BrickCon Foundation. Enjoy!
Hey, yeah, thanks, Shower Guy. I'm kind of impressed that you can put Legos together in the shower. I'd imagine your hands get all slippery and all sorts of things, but, that's to each their own, I suppose, and good luck with that. But anyway, we are here taking part in Podcastathon, and we're very happy to be participating in our first Podcastathon. And the whole idea of Podcastathon is to get the word out about different charities and foundations all over the country. So I think it's over 10,000 or some odd podcasters are pairing up with a charity or a foundation to get the word out about them and tell them what they do, how they can get involved with the foundation. So we are happy to be here with the with BrickCon and the BrickCon Foundation, and I am talking to Mr. Stephen Walker. Steve, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How you guys doing?
Hanging in there, hanging in there. We had I was kind of worried we might not be able to record tonight because we had some nasty weather come through and power goes out pretty quickly here, but it stayed away, fortunately.
Yeah, we just got some cold here, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, you're out in Washington, so I guess it hasn't started to warm up yet.
No, it definitely has not started to warm up.
Yeah, I love the Pacific Northwest. Washington's beautiful. I've visited a couple times, but too cold for me. Not my thing.
Yeah,
And then Lauren's hanging out in
the secret is that the summers are actually really nice.
Oh, it's gorgeous, and that's when I went out. It was like late spring, early summer, and me and my buddy played at Chambers Bay, and it was just like it was outstanding. Like couldn't get more beautiful. That's one of my favorite golf courses, not because it's like it's interesting, it's challenging, but it's more because it's right on the water there, and the view is just incredible for all 18 holes.
Yeah, I've heard that. I haven't been out there. I don't golf, so.
Fair enough. But well, I'm sure you can imagine how gorgeous it is, though.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, if anybody's looking for some great golf in Washington, Chambers Bay. But we also got Lauren, of course. She is the scientific brain of the podcast, and she's hanging out in the great state of New Jersey.
Hello from beautiful New Jersey, where it is currently gray and cold and rainy. We had like 2 days of really pretty weather, and then it was freezing cold, and now it's kind of swung back into the middle somewhere. So it feels like our usual lousy Smarch weather. So
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, we're here. Like I said, we're here with Stephen Walker, and so my biggest question to you, because I have you on video, we don't have any video on podcast, and of course, you mentioned you were working on recreation of Main Street USA and Disneyland, but what kind of got you into Legos? Like, what are some of your earliest memories and how you got started with those?
A present as a kid, a very long time ago, of which I still have probably at least half the parts for.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it just slowly grown ever since. And then that led to, so Lego fanatics sometimes have what they call dark age, when they basically don't collect Lego. High school tends to be a common time for that, college, that type of stuff. I was one of those weird Lego geek types that I more had gray ages. I just didn't spend as much on Lego. So I've always been collecting. Now that I'm older and have a real job, I can collect more at will or as the budget allows.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Now that's that's kind of the biggest reason I chose the BrickCon Foundation, was because I've been in Legos like as far as I can remember, and not to give you a heart attack, but I had some of the sets as a kid that I look back on, like one of the pirate sets, and a couple things I look back on, they're worth like a couple $1,000s now, and I'm just sitting there playing with them in the bathtub. They got lost and moved somewhere along the way, combined with my friends' sets to build things. It's But yeah, I feel that as getting sets as much as the budget allows. It's a struggle, but I get there. There as much as I can. So yeah, that's cool though, that it's been like just kind of like a lifelong passion for you, because again, to your point, like I got out of it in the years you mentioned, like college, early adulthood, just because like it's a kid's thing, and then I kind of got dumped, got depressed, and Lego was my healing. So it's a lot of great things for a lot of people. But what led you to starting BrickCon or getting involved with BrickCon?
So I actually BrickCon was already running when I moved from Portland to Seattle. I happened to stumble across an exhibit at the Washington State Fair, which had, hey, come to BrickCon. And so I went as a member of the public, wandered through, went, wow, there's people just like me. Because when I was in Portland, I wasn't aware of the community. I wasn't really online. 2000, BrickCon started in 2002. But I just wasn't following it. And there was other events that were going on, BrickFest, that had traveled between Virginia and Portland, a couple other things in that time frame, which I just wasn't aware of. So when I stumbled across it after moving north, I started attending it every year, and that led to joining CLUG, which is the Seattle Area Lego User Group. And back then it was 20 or 30 people, and we could hold meetings at people's houses. But CLUG was the primary supplier of builders, is the way to put it, to BrickCon. I've always been one to volunteer when I really enjoy something, and so I started volunteering with it, and that led to joining the board for it, and then that evolved in 2019 to becoming the executive director, where I was basically running it. When Wayne Hussey, who had carried it on for many, many years, decided to kind of retire from the whole process. And that led to, thanking him while I tried to carry BrickCon through COVID, which we were successfully able to do. And then in 2023, we pushed from running BrickCon as an LLC to running BrickCon as a charity. And we'd always run the con as if it was a charity. Nobody got salary, none of that. It was all volunteer driven, even though it was run as an LLC. But it just made sense at that point to convert to a charity. And now that we're a charity, now we're beginning to try to expand and do more than just conventions. So we're fairly young. Lots of different ideas that are floating around trying to make work. But yeah, it's kind of the story that led to where we are today.
So it's kind of like almost a started in a garage situation.
Just about. The very first one was at an armory in Seattle Center. I think 2004, they were an abandoned storefront in a mall down in south of Seattle that after the event got torn down as it was made way for something else, and they went back to Seattle Center for quite a long time. And then
nice.
So yeah, it wasn't quite a garage, but not far off.
Yeah, it's in and I saw on the website you get 450 people attending. I mean, that's really good. 1,000 Lego exhibits showing up. I mean, that's a pretty good crowd.
Yeah, we do. We fill the Maidenbauer Center now, which is in Bellevue. It's about 35,000 square feet. About 2/3 of it is all these 1,000 or so exhibits. Some of them, the size of a cell phone, and some of them taking up multiple banquet tables. And then the other third is various vendors selling new, used, or related Lego type items, photography, jewelry, add-on stuff, lighting, that type of thing.
And most of it's people who did like MOCs, which is my own creation for if anyone's not involved in lingo, but most of it's going to be folks who do those, right?
Yeah. We only run 7 primary themes for all the various mock builders, the MOCs. But everything fits into those. So, a sci-fi category, which can be anything sci-fi, town and country, fantasy for your castle fans, art, what we call motion for the Technic and the Great Ball contraptions, which can be very mesmerizing to watch the ball go through the system.
Yeah, I've seen those on YouTube. They're really,
oh yeah,
they're so much fun to watch. Yeah, they're really neat. Yeah. So let's get into the foundation a little bit here. What caused the start of the foundation, and kind of what was the catalyst from moving from just a convention that people show up to really getting involved with STEAM and local education and all those?
There's a couple of different reasons for it. One, cost savings. There's charities just get various benefits that for-profit entities don't get. And so we were able to save 15 or 20% of operating revenue just by converting to a charity. And two, it allows us to do things that attracts like minds. So if you're a for-profit and you want to do scholarship programs or sponsor other events, you can do that, but you aren't really going to attract people as well as if you say you're a charity that's now putting together scholarships and sponsoring First Lego League teams. And
Nice.
so that's the combination of the both really led to the decision. That and nobody was on salary anyway. We were 100% volunteer. So let's make it easier for the people on the ownership team because they don't have to deal with the taxes anymore. It's becomes its own private entity and it deals with its own taxes if it has to pay any.
Yeah, definitely makes that easier. No, that's really neat, and to take that next step is pretty awesome. So what exactly like I guess go into more that the foundation does, if you could.
So our primary thing right now is the BrickCon event. Our charter is to promote the STEAM usage of Lego, the science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And so we do a lot of the art at the exhibit, but there is some of the others as well. When you get into the motion and the Technic builds, there's a lot of physics that go involved, and as well as when you get into the big builds, is even though they look artistic, there's actually a lot of engineering that goes involved. And if you want to make a cantilevered thing, how do you do it so it doesn't fall over? And then we've been working with a group called Swerve Robotics. They do a lot of the first competitions, primarily First Lego League and First Tech Challenge. And we've been sponsoring for them. So that's one way that we help get into the STEAM stuff. They're very, very much on the robotic, the science, technology, engineering type aspects. And then the newest thing that we're adding on to, and this year we're hoping that it looks like we'll have the funds together to actually offer our first scholarship. We'll have details
Nice.
on that at our actual BrickCon event in September. And that's when it'll get launched.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and the scholarship's going to be focused on kids, high school seniors, whatnot, new college freshmen and whatnot that are use Lego to help decide their STEAM-centric career choices or research or education choices. So there has to be a Lego aspect of it, but if they want to get into the science or the engineering because of their use of Lego, that's a perfect candidate for what we're targeting the scholarship for.
Yeah, so it kind of goes beyond just like taking the I'm looking at my Concorde right now and just showing the kids like this is what the Concorde is. It's cool. It's kind of it seems like you guys go into explaining how the Concorde work, how it flew, the physics behind all those things. Like, all right, we want to build Delaware for instance, is famous for the pumpkin chunking competition. You want to build a trebuchet out of Legos. Here's how to get it done correctly, and here's how the physics work with it.
Right. And then you added that little bit where it's plastic, so things can break, and you have to figure out how to deal with it not breaking.
Yeah. No, I know that my Ultimate Collector Series Millennium Falcon experienced a rapid unscheduled disassembly.
Oh, yeah, I did one of those with the same model.
Yeah. Look, I love it, but it's kind of, I need to figure out how to reinforce it, which I guess would be part of what you would do too, like identifying different weakness points in sets and how you could take something like the UCS, which is notoriously, I don't want to say flimsy, but notoriously unstable, and figure out ways like where you can reinforcement and maybe do some math to figure out the best places to reinforce something like that.
Yeah, or you look into the magnetics, since a lot of it's held together with magnetic pieces. I'm assuming you're referring to the first UCS, not the second one.
Oh, well, the second one, but yeah, the first one was,
okay.
First one was pretty magnetic, if I remember right.
Yeah, the first one, that was the one that I had the rapid disassembly from.
Oh, yeah, the second one kind of, I won't get into it. It's a sad story. It's sitting up in my it's sitting up in my office in a bunch of small baggies waiting for me to get over myself and put it together again.
Yeah, but all of us FOLs would ask the same question. Did you get a video of it? Because that's what everybody wants to see.
I did not. I did not think to be recording when I was trying to put it on a stand because I built a Technic stand. I'm like, all right, this is pretty
Oh, okay.
stable. Well, turns out I could have used some of that STEAM education because it certainly wasn't. But
Yeah, holding up 10 pounds
lessons
of Lego
learned.
is totally different than holding up a minifig.
Yeah, lessons learned. No, but that's really cool. So you're looking to like go into start expanding into schools and libraries, and are you looking to do any like hands-on teaching and education in the future? Or is that on the horizon or?
To be determined. It's
Okay.
not ruled out. But at this point, it's who can we get to do that effort, and then how can we back them within our limited budget capabilities?
Yeah, because you're just starting out, so now you'll get there though. It's really cool. Like I love the STEAM aspect of it because I've been telling people about how Legos aren't just toys. And what was kind of like on that question, what was kind of the first thing that went into your head where you said, these aren't just toys. These could be educational. These are more than just pretty things to look at. This can really help and improve people's lives just by studying them and maybe getting somebody passionate about a career. Like you build a space shuttle and you say, oh, that's really cool. I wonder what it would be like to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
What was your, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if it was something that I went aha or something that I stumbled across, but Lego has a whole education department, Lego Education. DOCTA, I think, is what it was called at some point. I don't know if it still is now. And I stumbled across that as a way to get certain key, like Technic type parts in much larger volumes. But that also triggered that, wait, there is a lot more to this. Because they'd sell, complete kits of various aspects for schools, and they'd sell it in such a way that they could buy 20 or 30 at a time, if they so chose. And then they had full classroom stuff set up, and trying to remember the term for it, curriculums, and they had curriculums that the teachers could use to use the various parts in these kits. And they'd been obviously doing it at that point for quite a while. And so that's kind of how I stumbled across it. And then as we started thinking of becoming a charity, it's all right, now let's start brainstorming various ideas that we can look at and doing and expanding. So last year we ended up partnering with the Bellevue Art Museum as part of their Bellevue Art Fest. And that was one way that we could expand into it by providing a very interactive play area for the kids, where we put base plates on sheets of plywood and basically created a graffiti wall that the kids could build and put stuff on throughout
Nice.
the 3-day event.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and there were some pretty cool builds that went in there, and it was a lot of fun. The kids had a blast, and the Bellevue Art Museum had a decent attraction. Pulled in, we probably went through 7,000 or 8,000 people through that weekend.
Oh wow!
So yeah, it was
amazing.
a good event.
Yeah. All right. So the big question, I guess, is how would somebody get involved with the foundation, and how can people either donate their time or their money, or maybe Lego sets or anything? How can people really get like involved?
Probably the easiest way is to reach out through our website, BrickConFoundation.org. There is a donation page for people who just want to donate financial support. And that's all done through Zephy, which it's designed for charities, for donation to charities. So we get 100% of what they commit to donating to us.
Okay, nice.
And then in terms of people, we're still trying to work out the best way to do that. I think to start with is to actually attend BrickCon itself. We're always looking for volunteers to help run many different aspects of the convention. We may have a team of 20 people, but we actually end up with, I forget the number, 30 to 50 volunteers that to help out throughout the entire event. So they may sign up for a half-hour shift and help distribute things during a game, or they may help at the information booth or whatnot. And that tends to be how we get a lot of our longer-term volunteers, is just through that effort. They get to see what we're like, what we're up to, talk with the people on board, determine if that's something that they want to commit more time to or not.
Nice. And are you open to like all age volunteers or just over 18 or?
We tend to prefer over 18 just because of insurance type reasons. If we have under 18, then we need the parent with them. And that sometimes works, but more often than not can be a pain for the parent to have to be around with wherever their kid happens to be. So we tend to lean towards over 18. It also gives them more of a chance that if we're doing an offsite item at an art museum or at some street fair, that they have the transportation necessary to get to the event.
I mean, but if you get a kid under 18, I mean, you got a 2-for-1 deal with a parent volunteering too. So
it's true. True.
Not all bad. No, that's really neat, and I appreciate you telling us all about this, and just kind of wrapping things up. Just a random question here: if you had to build a model that represents your personality, what would it be? Like a Lego model, and it can be my own creation, or it can be one that's already been built, like an official Lego set.
It'd be an interesting question, because I kind of relate to Mickey Mouse, and they were already models for Mickey, but I also kind of relate to Kermit the Frog. And I don't think there are any. There's minifigs for Kermit the Frog, but they'd have to be my own creation of a Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, if you want to do the swamp.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, playing on the banjo.
That would be cool. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that on the Ideas site either. I've seen the Muppet Show Theater, which I'm like, please, please, please bring that into production.
I've seen a couple of different Muppet Show theaters, and yes, any of them.
Yeah,
oh my God,
the one I'm thinking of, right? The one I'm thinking of had like 30 different minifigs, and it was crazy. Like, I'm like, oh my God, this would be the coolest thing.
I think the Muppet Show Theater is definitely you, PJ.
Absolutely.
And now that they've relaunched the Muppet Show, here's the time to...
There's a chance.
Join some marketing.
Yeah, there's hope. There's a lot of hope. So, yeah, well, I think that's pretty much all I got. So, Steven, I would like to thank you very much for taking some time out of your day and talking to us about BrickCon and the BrickCon Foundation. And BrickCon correct me if I'm wrong, it's the 12th and 13th of September in Bellevue?
Correct. Yeah, the weekend after Labor Day.
Yes, the weekend after Labor Day. Yep. If you guys are out in Washington or planning a vacation out there and you're Lego fanatics, or if you're not even like huge on Legos and just want to see some cool stuff built by some really intelligent people, I mean, I'd say it's worth going to. I've had friends who are like, Lego isn't my thing. And then I show them some stuff on YouTube. They're like, oh my God, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. So I'd say it's for everybody.
Yeah, definitely sounds like it's worth a trip.
All right, so I have one question for the two of you.
Okay.
What's your favorite Lego set?
Oh, Lauren, you go first. This is going to take me a minute.
God, I'm not. So I have to confess, I'm not nearly as into Lego as either of you, but my daughter Eleanor absolutely adores it. And she just got like this whole Viking warship made out of Lego.
Oh, sick.
And I have to say that is really, really cool. So I'm gonna go with the Lego Viking warship, just because when I saw it, I was like, dang, my kid is really cool. She wanted the Lego Viking warship. I have a rad daughter.
It's a great choice.
Yeah, I'm impressed. She just turned 7 and she was like, I want the Viking warship, Dad. And I was like, yes, you are my child.
Man, I had a lot of fun putting together the Discovery set Discovery and the Hubble. I
Mhm.
had so much fun doing it. I had I attempted to do like a Lego YouTube channel, and I guess that might be part of it too, because I researched a lot of what was done on the space shuttle. I'm a big space nerd, so I researched a lot of the Hubble. I researched a lot of the space shuttle and how those parts corresponded to the particular bag I was building that day, and it was so much fun. And it was so cool to finally see like a really good space shuttle, because there's been Lego space shuttles over the years, and I want to say early late 2000s, maybe early 2010. I think it was early 2010s. There was like that space shuttle model um, that was on the launch pad, and it was nice, but the Discovery is like it's perfect. It's beautiful. So I think that may have been the best one I've put together.
That's an excellent model. I don't have that one, but definitely seen it up close, and yeah, that's an excellent model.
Yeah, I think another one I really like putting together, and it's because this was really unique with the way they did this, and I would love to see them do it more, is the Mickey and Minnie portraits, because they had the podcast to listen to along with it.
Oh, so kind of like Mickey.
No, the flat ones for the wall.
Oh, the flat one. Oh, right.
The art
Yeah,
set.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're referring to. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it was so cool how they had the podcast talking about the development of it and some of the history of the characters. Like that would be really neat on some sets. Like, learning about Jaws. I'm looking at the Jaws set right now, and like learning about that and the filming of it and how they converted it into Lego. So that'd be really neat to have more of that situation, listening to podcasts along with building.
Oh yeah, and any of the Lego Ideas ones would work, or the supercars that they've done, the Lamborghini and the Porsche and the Ferrari Daytona. Those would be fun for that type of thing too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Mercedes F1 car right now on my shelf, and that would be fun for them to do something about, like just the technical aspects, all that, and but that could be something that could be a opportunity for the foundation. You get teach everybody about what makes car go fast.
Yeah.
So get that one out there. But yeah, Stephen, once again, thank you so much. And any final thoughts you want to get out to the good people before we head out?
You just come check us out if you happen to be around. It's a great show.
All right, guys. So you heard it. BrickCon out in Bellevue, Washington, September 12th and 13th. If you can get out there, be sure to go and have fun, or just go to any local Lego conventions, because they have them all over the country. But yours is the longest running, I think I read.
That is correct. We are the longest running in the world. This year will be our 25th event, all held either in Seattle or Bellevue.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So there you go. Go visit the OGs of the Lego conventions. But Stephen, again, thank you so much for hanging out with us. It was great talking to you. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, hopefully everybody can get involved and do good things.
Excellent.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephen.
Yeah, so that was really cool. It's a great foundation. Like, I love, the reason I chose them is because they specifically work with Legos and STEAM, which is, most of us know STEM, which is science, technology, education, math. But STEAM adds arts into it, so you have science, technology, education, arts, and math. So it's really neat that they're kind of using Legos as the vehicle to get the message out there and be educational. Like, Legos are an educational tool. Lauren, thoughts?
Oh yeah, I think it's really cool what they're doing. I think it's an amazing way to introduce folks to engineering and just like you say, combining the art of creating something with these scientific concepts, of engineering and physics. And I mean, there's a Lego for everything, right?
Yeah.
So I think we were talking about like our dream Lego sets, right? And I think if they would make, God knows they probably already have, right? But if there was a Lego set of like the RV Atlantis with Alvin, or like the Chikyu drilling vessel or something like that, like I would be all over that in a heartbeat. I don't care how much it costs.
I can tell you they have not made that. Well, Lego hasn't officially made those yet. I'm
It was
sure you could
good.
yeah. Well, I'm sure you could look it up because we referenced the MOCs, the My Own Creations. There's tons of websites out there that have people publish their blueprints and instructions to sets they made. So what you do is you go on to bricklink.com and you look up a set and you say, all right, I want Alvin. And if somebody's made Alvin and uploaded the instructions, you can download the instructions and you can download the parts list, and you can either use parts you already have, or Lego has Pick-a-Brick, so you could order the bricks directly from Lego. A bunch of other websites sell individual bricks, so you could create the Alvin set on your own if you really wanted.
I mean, I'm sure somebody out there has done it, right?
Yeah.
They have to. The Alvin is so famous. It's the submersible that found the Titanic. So somebody's done it for sure.
Yeah, and it was controlled by more than a Xbox controller. Too soon? Too soon?
Don't get me started on that. This is what happens when you think that you're too good to consult with actual deep sea scientists. Okay, yeah.
Save it for an episode. Save it for an episode. No spoilers. Save it for an episode.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do one. But no, what I'm thinking though is you remember the the popsicle bridges. I don't know if you had to build them in science class. I did in high school. The bridge out of popsicle, and
we did
the teacher
in shop class actually.
You did in what?
Shop class.
Oh,
I think.
Nice.
You built bridges, yeah.
Yeah, and the teacher would take the push the car over it, and you'd keep stacking weights on it. You can, if you go on YouTube, Dude Perfect, I actually watched them do a version of this the other day. But yeah, you could do the same thing with Legos. Lego Technic sets are great for that sort of thing, because Lego Technic sets are meant to be more of an adult-centered engineering sort of situation. So, I mean, it's endless what you could do using Lego as an educational tool, whether it be building something like the Alvin, like you said, or teaching kids how to build bridge, and like Steve had alluded to, where to how to reinforce different sets and how to build engineering things out of Lego and demonstrate physics and all sorts of things. So it goes beyond just having models. Like I'm looking at the model of the I forget what they're actually called, but it's the one where the sun is in the center and the earth goes around it, and then the moon rotates around the earth. I forget, there's some scientific name for it, but it goes beyond just things like that. It goes to actual, real life educational applications. So, and it goes from everything, in not just engineering. Steve was mentioning uses for science, uses for math, and at the end of the day, if you just want Lego to be a pretty art piece, then you can have Lego be an art piece. So it is a great centerpiece for just different, educational opportunities. And so what BrickCon Foundation is really awesome, and they're just kind of getting started. I mean, the future's really bright for those guys, and hopefully it expands, and hopefully other groups take up their mission as well and get involved, and we can see a bigger application of Lego across the educational system, because it's a helpful tool. Lauren, you're an educator. What do you think?
I mean, I think that the more hands-on work students do, the better. I know that my students all tell me that they've learned way more working in the lab, either doing research or, doing actual pre-written labs, than they learn in lecture. And that was totally true for me as a student. So I think, the more opportunities you give students to actually make something or get data and do something with that, anytime that they're actually involved in something, using their hands, watching something being created, it's way better than sitting in a classroom and listening to me attempt to make crappy puns. So yeah, I'm all for it.
Look, one day they'll all be subscribed to our podcast for extra credit, and then they'll pay attention to the listening bit, hopefully.
Oh, that'll be the day.
But think about it though, you take something like cell division, right? Mm-hmm. You can use Legos as a perfect example of cell division, because obviously you can break a Lego set in half, and then you can bring other pieces. I mean, I know it's not exactly the same since the cells build themselves from the inside out, but you could take a Lego that's built like a cell, break it in half, and then slowly build it up to look exactly like the other one. You would have two cells that look exactly the same. Like, you have that possibility to do it with Legos, and I think that would be a great way of demonstrating to somebody younger the basics of cell division.
I think it would be really useful for something like showing how the chromosomes line up during mitosis and meiosis and how they break apart at the centromere. I mean, like, that kind of stuff confuses my college students now. And so having a hands-on way to show how that happens rather than looking up at a slide or even a video of it. I mean, anytime that you can put it together with your own hands, you're going to remember it and retain it and internalize that information better.
Yeah,
That's science.
And it kind of, I feel like Lego is more tangible because it's kind of like Lego is very mainstream nowadays. You have Lego movies, you have Lego video games. It wasn't just like a nerdy childhood play toy. They have the Lego botanical sets. They have Lego sets meant for adults. I made reference on the show to the Lego Concorde. Like the Millennium Falcon that I was talking about. Those are more geared towards, a more experienced builder, a more adult set. So Lego has kind of shifted their business model from being just strictly a toy to being something that can grow with a family through multiple generations, which I think it's a bit more meaningful, where they say, oh, I have something like this at home and I could replicate what my teacher did in school at home and show my parents, and that's really cool, versus going to, we've all seen like the take apart anatomy model, right? And, you go to scienceeducationalproducts.com or whatever website that is, and you buy the educational model of the dude, and of course you take the skin off and it shows all his bones and it shows his lungs and all his organs. You don't really have that at home to play with. But something like Lego, you can come home and dig into your Lego box and say, hey, I can kind of build this sort of same thing and work on it my own way.
Oh, sure. Yeah. You could do like a whole model of a cell, for example, or like, I mean, I'm thinking of lots of like biology concepts, right? But even like models of molecules or physics problems, or I don't know, there's just tons of different ways that you could get creative with it, for sure.
Yeah, I remember way back when we talked about folding proteins and how sometimes like a protein folds a different way and it kind of goes off and does its own little mutation. You could easily do that with Legos. Just kind of, build, here's your proteins, I'm going to build this one way, I'm going to build this the other way, and just kind of add on and see what kind of weird thing comes of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It would be really cool if you could like come up with a way to make the Legos flexible, for lack of a better word, with if you were like doing something with proteins. But even so, I think there's a way to do that for sure.
Yeah. So there is a lot of applications, for educational uses with Legos, and that's kind of what the BrickCon Foundation is trying to do. And they're trying to, I guess, partner with schools and libraries and museums and say, hey, Legos are more than just a toy. They can be used to educate. They can be used to make people smarter. They have 1,000 different applications in many different just smart people skills, I guess, is what is the word I'm looking for. So yeah, they're doing great work. And again, I'd like to thank Stephen Walker for jumping on our podcast. And I'd also like to thank Ty for helping set that up. He's part of the foundation as well. So it was great. And I'm glad we had this opportunity to talk about them. And hopefully we can, hopefully in the future we can work with them. It'd be really cool to go out there. I know it's in Washington and our podcast has a travel budget of 0, but I'd love to go out there and do like a live episode from the convention or something like that. That'd be really neat.
That would be really cool. I think it would be great to get out to conventions now and then. I know you and I talked about that a little bit, and like scientific conferences might be tough, but there's a lot of other venues, I think, where there's a nice public intersection of science and tech where we could do more like outreachy type stuff. And I would really love to do that in the future.
Oh yeah, tons of opportunities there. So, but
Mhm.
that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. It was nice and quick and simple and really easy to do. I didn't have to do hours of research. So, but we're gonna be returning in 2 weeks' time with the second half of the Artemis, and we have some cool stuff on the horizon. We got the Artemis episode. Dr. Lauren, you've been talking to the library punks. Is that what they're called, or?
Yeah, I've been talking to the folks from the Library Punk podcast, and
Mm-hmm.
they have graciously agreed to come on the show and explain library science to us.
Which is amazing
So
because I know most of us like look through college majors and we're like library science. Uh,
yeah,
so that's going to be
there is
great.
there's a whole study behind the cataloging and preservation of information. Um, and so the folks on this podcast they're all librarians, and so they are experts in this stuff. And it'll be really interesting to chat with them about how we organize information and how we make it accessible and how we preserve it for future generations. So I'm excited to talk to them.
No, it's going to be great. Yeah, because most people barely even know what the Dewey Decimal System is anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I spent so much time in the library as a kid. I mean, you were just talking about like the signs, right? So
Mm-hmm.
my sign was I would beg to be taken to the library to get a pile of books on whatever subject I was currently obsessed with. And so I got really familiar with finding my way around a library and going through all of the different sections and just the smell of books and things like that. And like my my go-to now is like I'll be sitting at my dining room table eating breakfast and just like going through Wikipedia, like falling down Wikipedia holes. And that's the next closest thing. But I do think that there's so much value still to libraries, and they're so important to preserve. And I hope that we get to talk about that as well, because it's like one of the last free spaces for the public, and it's so important that we fund them and keep them running. So I hope we get to talk about that a little bit, in addition to learning all about the science of running a library and maintaining libraries.
Yeah, that's really cool. And hey, tying it into what we were talking about, I have heard that some libraries do have Lego sets that you can work
Oh,
on there.
really?
Yeah, they'll let you
Actually,
build Lego
right.
sets. I don't know if they'll let you like borrow it and take it out of the library, but a couple of them do have different Lego sets and just piles of Legos that you can play with. But
Cool.
whenever I think of library, I think of. Do you remember the movie UHF with Weird Al?
Yes,
Yes, remember
I do.
Conan the librarian
Oh God. It's
when
been
he
so
goes,
long since I've seen it. I forgot that even existed.
yeah, but
That's
when he goes,
incredible.
don't you know the Dewey Decimal System?
Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System?
It's so funny. Oh, great movie. But look, if we're going to start having librarians on, I'm going to personally, see, I'm so distracted because I'm looking her up. I'm going to personally lobby that we can get Raquel Weiss on the show.
Oh,
Can we do that?
yeah. No,
You know,
okay.
because
No, I
she
mean,
was.
she's been one of my style icons for years.
She's pretty much the
Like
reason. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
well, I've had students ask me like, so what really influences your fashion? You know, your sense of fashion, the way that you dress every day. And I'll be like, well, you know, it's a little bit of like goth cottagecore meets like 1960s mod meets Victorian aesthetic. But really, like, I should probably just tell them Rachel Carnahan, or not Rachel Carnahan, Evelyn Carnahan, Rachel Weisz,
Yeah,
because like, I mean, I think that movie was a lot of people's bisexual awakening, if we're
it
honest.
really was. It's the whole reason
Yeah.
like an entire generation is by just Brendan Fraser. Because
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot look at that movie. I will say I'm very straight. Like I'm not bi. You know, I'm very very straight. But even I can't look at that movie and go, God dang, Brendan Fraser was hot in that movie. You know, like it's
he's beautiful.
gorgeous man. But
I want to sleep with both of them and be both of them. No lie, no cap. Like,
yeah, well, they're talking about another Mummy movie with them in it.
I know. I heard about that. I don't know. I think, it's like trying to catch lightning in a bottle with all these remakes, though. Like, not to go off on another one of our famous tangents, but I really do feel like it would be lovely if we could just give money to people who want to do something original. Like,
Yeah.
I was so happy that Sinners did so well at the Oscars. I was disappointed that it didn't do better. But like, what an amazing movie. And it's, something completely original, like totally out of Ryan Coogler's own, out of his own mind as a director and a writer, where he just came up with this idea and made something incredibly original and cool. It has a lot of appeal. Like I saw him in an interview talking about how he wanted to make something that's for folks who just want to go to a movie and enjoy it, but also folks who want to like dive into the layers of it and the art behind it and the work in it. And it really shows. And like, I just love to see more stuff like that coming out, like everything is a remake of a remake, or it's another installation in a franchise that's been going on for the last 20 plus years. And I just can't be bothered. And so when something like totally new comes out, I'm just so excited. Like Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein came out and I was like, I know it's coming out on Netflix soon. I'm seeing it in the theaters. We are going to the movies and we're going to see it in the theaters because I love all things Guillermo del Toro and Frankenstein. And it did not disappoint. And I also wish that it had won more awards at the Oscars. But like, I just want to see more stuff like that. Like I realize Frankenstein is well-trodden territory, but if you're going to just take things and do something new with it, like I don't know. I want to see more original stuff. As much as I love The Mummy, I feel like a remake of it or a sequel or whatever it is they're planning could only hurt me. I've been burned before.
Look, I'm just happy we're finally getting a third Mummy movie. That's got me excited. And yes,
if
there are only 2 Mummy movies.
Wow.
That's it. There's only 2 that exist. This will be the third.
This one's pretty silly, but I do still enjoy it, if only because we hardly ever get to see movies where you have a couple who are married and have a child and have a healthy, loving relationship. Like in the first movie, we got to see them get together and that was great. And then at the end of the movie, and it's like implied that they're going to live happily ever after. But in the sequel, we actually get to see like, yes, they're still together and like disgustingly in love with each other. And I love that. And I just want to see more Gomez and Morticia action in my movies. I want to see 2 people who are already together and are happy. Concept.
I think now's the time to make a good announcement. I have been working on the first Lauren and PJ Do Science Productions movie. And it's called yes, it's going to be called Get Off My Lawn While I Yell at Clouds.
Okay.
Yep, and it's going to star you, and it's just going to be you ranting about movies.
I can't wait to accept my Oscar. I'm going to get up there in a big, beautiful gown, naturally, and I will say, I would like to thank the Academy and PJ for this award. It's about time I got the recognition I so richly deserve. So thank you very much.
Yeah. You'll get that on the same year that I get my Grammy. So we'll be fine.
Hell yeah. It's gonna happen. You just have to manifest it. That's the power of positive thinking right there. That's what
think about this, right? You get your Oscar for that. I get the Grammy for doing the music. Eventually, we can come out with Lauren and PJ Do Science the musical, which is, of course, going to win a Tony. Like, no doubt there.
Naturally.
Right? And then there will be a time where we sell this podcast to a big network like, Discovery Channel, or maybe even, hopefully one day, TLC will go back to be the Learning Channel and not just, my 1,000-pound sisters channel. And
I'm not holding the breath for that one.
a girl can dream, but we'll get signed to some educational channels, and then we'll win an Emmy, and then before you know it, we're EGOTs. Yeah.
Well,
we're
Can't
EGOTs.
tell. It's a bulletproof plan.
Yeah. Step one of world
For as
domination.
much as we do talk about movies, I can foresee an offshoot podcast in our future where we just talk about movies. And then I'm going to become one of those podcasters. And boy, I don't know how to feel about that. Like, do I embrace that? Is that a thing that I want to do?
Embrace it.
Do I want to become that person? I mean, I listen to so many. I listen to and watch so much content involving media critique. I don't know. I guess I just have to put up or shut up, don't I?
Well, when we get an audience and when we get a following, we can always branch out to another podcast. We'll hopefully have time. But
yeah, I suppose
anyway,
we need people to listen to this one first, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be good.
But anyway, to wrap it up and put a nice little button on this one, BrickCon Foundation. Well, look, Lego does movies, and they can make educational movies using Lego, and it's fine. People have done stop motion educational stuff with it, so it works in the whole thing. But yeah, going back to it, BrickCon Foundation, awesome people, such an awesome charity that I think, and I'm looking forward to future partnerships with them. Get out to BrickCon if you can. It's September 12th and 13th. It's out in Washington State, or at the very least, go onto the website and see how you can get involved, either financially by donating different Lego sets, and volunteer your time if you're out in the Washington area. There's plenty of ways to get involved. So I'd like to thank again Stephen and Ty for helping get this whole thing together. And Podcastathon 2026, I think, was a success for us this year, and it was our first one. And I'm happy to be involved. But next week we will get involved back in regular programming with the continuation of the Artemis 2 science mission, where I'm going to be talking about the mission itself. And if we have time, I'm going to go into why the mission didn't fly in the beginning of March, and they've actually rescheduled it to the beginning of April. But until then, thank you guys all for hanging out and tuning in and listening to us. We'd love to hear what you think about the episode. We'd love to hear what you think about movies, music, Legos. Tell us some of your favorite Lego sets you've ever had. Really anything. Put it in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, and tell all your friends. But until next time, going to sign off. So have fun. What does Shower Guy say? He says, stay cool and stay clean, I guess. Build Legos.
I mean, it's good advice.
Yeah. Build Legos. May the Fourth be with you. May the Schwartz be with you. And we'll see you guys next time. So take care. Say good night, Lauren.
Good night, Lauren.